If countries in Europe all got along and Hitler had any sense of right and wrong, maybe we wouldn't have a second world war. Now every time you hear this beat, you'll think Hitler killed lots of Jews.
Soldier down, where you at? Medic. Soldier bleeding out, where you at? My medic. Soldiers losing life left and right, my medic. This war zone's a bloodbath, my medic.
Brace yourself while I tell you about this major war. A bunch of European countries knocking on each other's doors. This was not some tiny battle fought between countries for glory. It was World War, the sequel. Now I'll tell you about its story. It was Army, Navy, Air Force all fighting for control. It got ugly, dropping bombs on civilians as a whole. Axis and the Allies, Great Britain in the latter. Germany stepped up as the first one to invade, walked straight into Poland on the 1st of the 9th. By 1941 they had most essential Europe. Now this did not mean that they could not be stopped, because the countries making up the Allies totally rocked. They formed back in 39, fighting world crime. The U.S. joined a little bit later, but just in time. We fought off the Japs after what they did in 41. Pearl Harbor, son, what you bombing us for? You look so dumb, you foreign scum. Hit you with a nuke and then we'll double down and bomb you. Make them fear us without a doubt. Put your people into camps that we know you don't like, cause now they gotta pay for that Jap airstrike. Now we'll head on back to Europe's fight. Brits and Nazis fighting in the skies when there's no light. Now fly your planes on back home. The Luftwaffe is known. Churchill ain't afraid of your bombings. He's got plans of his own. Cover on top of cover, shelters on top of shelters. Obviously the people taking cover from the hellstorms. Now when you jump underground, make sure you got what you need. Make sure you got everyone, or you might watch them all bleed. The population went down under the rule of the crown. While back in the U.S., history was made with finesse. The press served a third term for the first time during the war. We all had FDR leading us at our core.
Soldier down, where you at? Medic. Soldier bleeding out, where you at? My medic. Soldiers losing life left and right, my medic. This war zone's a bloodbath, my medic.
Countries in Europe all got along and Hitler had any sense of right and wrong. Maybe we wouldn't have a second world war. Now every time you hear this beat, you'll think Hitler, Hitler, Hitler.
Russia was just hanging through most of the war. You know, because of their little non-aggression pact with Germany. Until Germany totally stabbed them in the back. And then Russia was like totes not happy. That's when things got real.
Fresh into war because they had an agreement to not attack Germany until Hitler decreed that. They should just strike now and get them out of the way. They hit a wall when the harsh winter shortened their stay. Over in America they struck with some luck. The Battle of Midway brought them on up. In fact, it was called a miracle because it was seen as the turning point now. From that point on, Japan just sort of broke down. Scared of the Allies, white flags get thrown up after Japan gets turned into a dump. And some people wonder why they all surrendered now. Imagine if the only people holding nukes were on the prowl. They were straight looking for revenge for their harbor, which made Japan's inevitable surrender even harder. While Hitler killed himself and brought an end to the Third Reich and began the Cold War, a battle without a strike.